Thursday. Then 14th November 1981 falls on which day? Thursday again. There are no odd days. Is the answer correct? February 1981. 1981 is not a leap year. 1981 is a non-leap year. So February has 28. 14th is Thursday. After 14th, how many days are there? Another 14 days. 2 weeks. 0 odd days. Now March 3, April 2, May 3, June, July, August, September, November, October, November, 0. నవంబర్లో ఎన్ని డేస్ కన్సిడర్ చేయాలమ్మా? 14 డేస్ అంటే ఎన్ని వీక్స్? ఆడ్ డేస్ ఉన్నాయేమన్నా? లేవు. ఇప్పుడు మొత్తం ఎన్ని ఆడ్ డేస్ ఇవి? మొత్తం యాడ్ చేస్తే 21 ఆడ్ డేస్ అంటే 0. అంటే అక్కడికి ఇక్కడికి గ్యాప్ ఏం లేదు. దెర్ ఆర్ నో ఆడ్ డేస్. సో 14th February 1981 falls on Thursday. Then 14th November 1981 also falls on Thursday. Right. Next one. 10 northeast. That was very simple. How is my father's wife? Father's wife is father's wife, mother. Mother's brother, uncle. Uncle's only sibling. మీ మదర్కి ఒకే ఒక్క తోడబుట్టినోళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఎవరు? మీ మామయ్యకి ఒకే ఒక్క తోడబుట్టినోళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఎవరు? మళ్ళా మదరే. మదర్స్ సన్. What is your mother's son to you? Brother. What is next number in the series? What is the series? N cube minus. It is, the series is n cube minus n. 2 cube minus 2, 3 cube minus 3, 4 cube minus 4, 5 cube minus 5. Next comes 6 cube minus 6. 6 cube is 216. 216 minus 6 is 210. Man is coded as, if man is coded as 784, then woman is coded as thirteenth letter, first letter and 14th letter, total is 28. 28 square is 784. Now woman, 23rd, 15th, 13th, 1 and 14. Up to here it is 28. 28 plus 15, 43. 28 plus 15 is 28, 38, 43. 43 plus 23 is 66. So total is 66. Square is, I don't know, but answer should be 4356 because unit digit is 6. And one more thing, it should be 60 60 is 360, more than 360. So obviously around 4000, right? Okay, what you say is, for man 784 is there, for woman 25784. 2 letters are extra, that's why. But do you know that W, code for W is 2 and O is 5? Is he mentioned that the corresponding letters mean corresponding digits? And మీ ఇష్టం వచ్చింది అనుకుంటారంతా. మీరు నా లాజిక్ని క్వశ్చన్ చేయండి, నేను మీ లాజిక్ని క్వశ్చన్ చేసినట్టు. ఏమన్నా చేసేది ఉందా అక్కడ? ఏం లేదు. మరి నేను క్వశ్చన్ చేస్తే ఆన్సర్ లేదు మీ దగ్గర. మ్యాన్ అంటే ఎం అంటే 7 అని, అదని మీకు ఎవరైనా చెప్పారా? లేదు. Now 18 and 19. What is the answer for 18th one? 40. All of you could solve that. Simple Venn diagram, right? Now 40 and 16. Very good. Now 20 and 21. A cube is painted on 3 pairs of its opposite faces with red, blue and green. This is now cut into 125 smaller identical cubes. Now see, suppose this is the cube, red and red, blue and blue, green and green. This is how it is painted. Opposite faces having same color. Red, red, blue, blue, green, green. This is how it is painted. And it is cut into how many pieces? How many pieces? 125. 125 means you have 5 layers, each layer having 25. Or you take any dimension, any edge, you have exactly 5 cubes along each edge. Okay, edge తీసుకుంటే 5 ఉంటాయి. ఏ డైమెన్షన్ అయినా 5 ఉంటాయి కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఏమంటున్నాడు? What is the question asked there? Number of cubes with at least 2 different colors on their faces. At least 2 colors. What does that mean? Either 2 colors or 3 colors. Where do you find 3 colors? How many corners are there? All 8 corners have 3 colors. So we can consider those 8. Now after that 2 colors. Where do you find 2 colors? How many edges we have? 12 edges. On each edge how many are there? 3. See here. In this edge, that corner one is 3 surfaces painted. This corner one is 3 surfaces painted. Out of 5 cubes, top one and bottom one we are excluding. In between how many are there? 3. Like that how many edges are there? 12 edges. Per edge 3, there are 12 such edges. It means 12 threes are 36. 36 plus corner cubes? 8. 36 plus 8 is how much? 44. So at least 2 surfaces painted, you have 44. Number of cubes with no face painted. Simple. Remove painted cubes. N minus 2 whole cube. Otherwise, when all the surfaces are painted, number of cubes along each edge is n. That is 5. 5 minus 2 whole cube. 27. What is value of x? Why 4? Because you have 2 variables and there are 2 linear equations. Why do you say it is 4? Huh? What is your answer? 3. Huh? Salji? Guys, అక్కడ ఒకే ఈక్వేషన్ 2 సార్లు ఇచ్చారమ్మా. 2 వేరియబుల్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు you need at least two equations, right, to solve for x and y. We can't solve it. Answer is 4. First equation and second equation are one and the same. జీరోలు వచ్చినాయి కదా 2? జీరోలు వస్తే ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది అనుకున్నావా? Can we answer it from statement 1 alone? Why? Because we don't know about B. So statement 1 alone is not sufficient. Now go to statement 2. Statement 2, is it talking about A? No. Statement 2 alone is not sufficient. Now let us combine and see. From statement 1, what are values of A? 9, 10 are the possible values of A. From statement 2, what are possible values of B? 8, 9. Now he is asking, is A plus B odd? When you take 9 and 8, it is odd. But if you take 9 and 9, even. Similarly, if you take 10 and 8, even. But if you take 10 and 9, sometimes you are getting even and sometimes you are getting odd. So we can't answer. See, when a question is starting with is, the data, if you want to say data is sufficient, that data, if the data says yes for all possible values, your answer should be yes. Or if the data says no for all possible values, answer should be no. Sometimes yes and sometimes no is an insufficient data, right? So answer is 4. What is the answer for 24? All books are pages. Look at this. All books are pages. Let us draw basic diagram. All books are pages. What is next one? All pages are boxes. Now see, statement 1. Guys, see how to validate whether a conclusion is true or not. What is first conclusion? All boxes are books. Is it true? No. So eliminate the first one. Because if a positive statement is not true in the basic diagram, that is not your conclusion. Now, next one. All books are boxes. All books are boxes. A positive statement is true according to the basic diagram, that can be considered as a conclusion. Now next one. No books are boxes. No books are boxes. Wrong. So what is your answer? Second option. Now, all pens are elephants. See. All pens are elephants. All pens are. Now, next statement. Some elephants are cats. Now, this is the basic diagram with minimum overlapping. Now, some pens are cats. Is it true? Some pens are cats. Is it true? No. Next one. No pens are cats. No pens are cats. That is true or false? True. But is it a positive statement or negative statement? Negative statement. So, no pens are cats is a negative statement. So, we take a complement of this statement. What is it? Some pens are. So, take complementary statement. Some pens are cats. Now, we have to prove that some pens are cat is true. We can use alternate diagrams also. What I mean by alternate diagrams, instead of drawing cats like this, I draw cats like this. So, is my statement true or not? True. Some pens are cats is true, then no pens are cats is false. This is a complementary pair in fact. Actually, here, if answer is either 1 or 2, are you getting my point? If one of the options is either 1 or 2, you have to go with that particular option, because the complementary pair exists in the options. I told you first look for a complementary pair. If complementary pair exists, then your answer should be either 1 or 2. If complementary pair exists but options are not so, then what should be your answer? None of the above. None of the above. You can't go with 2. Right? Why? 2 is need not be always true. Because 2 is true according to the basic diagram, but the statement is a negative statement. Negative statements, when they are true according to basic diagram, we can't consider them as true, because we need to prove that their complement is not false. Right?
Is 2 lakhs, then its population after 3 years.
per year, on an average, there is an increase of 5%. What is 5% of 2 lakhs? 10,000. So every year it increases by 10,000. It should be more than 30,000 than what it is now. Slightly more than 30,000. In the options, which option is second option? What is there to calculate? 5% on 22 lakhs is 10,000. On every year it is increasing by 5%. It means 10,000 or first year 10,000, second year it is slightly more than 10,000. Third year also it is slightly more than 10,000 because 5% on previous year we calculate. So from the options it is evident, very clear. 2,30,000 plus should be your answer. There is only one such option, that is 2,31,525. Next one. The average weight of a class of 20 students is increased by 1.5 kg when 2 boys replace 2 girls whose weights are 33 and 27 kg. What is weight of the heaviest between the 2 boys? One of them is 10 kg more than the other. Girls iddari entundamma age? Sorry, girls iddari weight entundi? 33, 27 and enta? 60 kgs. Now when these 2 girls are replaced by 2 boys, the average weight increased by 1.5 kg. For how many students? For how many students? 20. For 20 students, each student got 1.5 kg. So total weight distributed over them is 20 into 1.5. 21.5. How many kgs? So it is very clear that boys are, the weight of 2 boys together is 30 kgs more than the weight of the 2 girls together. Am I right? That's why there is an increase in the average. So what is total weight of the girls here? 60. What should be the total weight of 2 boys in that case? What should be total weight of 2 boys? 90. Now in this 90, what the problem says? The ages of 2 boys differ by 10 years. Sorry, the weight of 2 boys differ by 10 years, or if one of them is 10 kgs more than the other. So 90 ni 2 parts cheyandi, okalkemo 40, 45, 55 40, 50 kadamma. 90 ni 2 parts chesthe 40, 50. 10 kgs difference toti. అలాంటప్పుడు ఈజీగా ఎలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకో, ఈజీగా స్ట్రైక్ అవ్వాలంటే 10 తీసి పక్కన పెట్టండి 90లో. ఇప్పుడు ఈక్వల్ చేయండి, ఒకటికి 10 ఇచ్చేయండి. అర్థమైందా? సింపుల్ కదా. 40, 50. నెక్స్ట్ వన్. A and B started a business with investments in the ratio 3:5. After 1 year, B got rupees 15,000 more than A. What is the profit of A if he withdrew his investment after 8 months? A and B started business with investments in the ratio. Investments ratio is given. Investments ratio. A, B. Investments. Investments are in the ratio 3:5. Now, time periods ratio. Who withdrew his money? After 1 year, B got rupees 15,000 more than A. What is profit of A if he withdrew his investment after 8 months? It means A invested there only for 8 months. What about B? B invested for how long? 12 months throughout the year. So 12 months. This is investments ratio. Now find out the compound ratio of 3 8s are 24, 5 12s are 60. What is it? 2:5. What is this 2:5 ratio? Profits ratio. What is profits ratio? If A gets 2 parts of profit, B should get 5 parts of profit. Now the problem says, after 1 year, B got rupees 15,000 more than A. B's profit is 15,000 rupees more than that of A. Here B is getting how many parts of profit? B is getting how many parts of profit? 5 parts. A is getting how many parts? 2 parts. So B is getting how many parts more? 3 parts. But the problem says B is getting 15,000 extra. What does that mean? 3 parts is equal to 15,000. If 3 parts is equal to 15,000, what is asked in the problem? What is asked in the problem? Huh? What is profit of A? A's profit is how many parts? 2 parts. If 3 parts is 15,000, 2 parts would be how much? 10,000. So that is your answer. Investments ratio are given. Investments ratio is given. Time periods ratio, time periods are given. Now we are finding out profits ratio. So as per these two ratios, they should distribute profit in the ratio 2:5. It means A gets 2 parts, B gets 5 parts. But the problem says B got 15,000 profit more than A. But according to this, B gets 3 parts extra. Here difference is 3 parts. 3 parts. This 3 parts is how much? 15,000. If 3 parts is 15,000, then the question is 2 parts is how much? 2 parts is how much? 3 parts 15,000, 2 parts is 10,000. That is profit of A. Now question number 5. What is the answer for question number 5? 20%, 25%. You need a sheet? ఇంకెవరికైనా షీట్ కావాలమ్మా? అందరి దగ్గర ఉన్నాయా షీట్స్? గర్ల్స్ నెక్స్ట్. A person saves 20% of his income. After 1 year his income increased by 20%, but his savings remain the same. Find the percentage increase in his expenditure. A person saves 20% of his income. Suppose his income is 100 rupees. What percent he saves? Saves 20%. It means 20. So what is his expenditure? 80. Now this is about this year. After 1 year, next year, see what is happening. His income increased by 20%. His income increases by 20%. So what is his new income? 120. Now he is getting 120 rupees. Earlier income was 100. Now what is next statement? But his savings remain the same. What is he saving here? 20. Here also he is saving the same 20 rupees. There is no increase. Savings remain same. Earlier savings were 20 rupees. Now also he is saving 20 rupees. What is his income now? What is his present income? Out of 120, how much is he saving? So how much is he spending? 100. What was earlier expenditure? What is present expenditure? Expenditure increased or decreased? Increased by how much? Increased by how much? How many rupees extra is he spending? 20 rupees extra out of 80. 20 extra out of 80. His expenditure increased by 20 rupees out of 80 rupees. Into 100 will give you percentage change. 1/4. So it is 25%. So his expenditure increased by 25%. It is not 20. Right? Percentage increase. Difference by base value into 100. Second one. Sorry. Next one. It's already 2. A train crosses 210 meters and 120 meters long tunnels in 25 and 17 seconds respectively. Find length of the train. ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేస్తారు? అలాంటి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఇప్పటికి 4, 5, 6, 7 చేసి ఉంటాం. ఎంతమ్మా? వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్. ట్రై చేయండి. 25 ఈక్వల్ టు 122 ప్లస్ L బై 17. రెండు కేసుల్లో స్పీడ్ ఈక్వలే కదా. టన్నెల్ క్రాస్ చేయాలంటే టన్నెల్ లెంత్ ట్రావెల్ చేయాలి. ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు ట్రావెల్ ఏ డిస్టెన్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఇట్స్ లెంత్ ప్లస్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ ద టన్నెల్. సో 210 ప్లస్ L by 25 ఈక్వల్ టు 122 ప్లస్ L by 17 చేస్తే మీకు L వాల్యూ వస్తుంది. ఇంకా అలా చేయకుండా కూడా ఈజీగా చేయాలంటే ఎలా చేస్తారు? చేయలేమా? రెండింటికి డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత? 210కి 122కి 88. ఈ టైంలో డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత? 8. నేను చెప్పేది అర్థమవుతుందా? ఆ రెండు డిఫరెన్స్లు 210కి 122కి డిఫరెన్స్ 88, కింద 25కి 17కి డిఫరెన్స్ 8. 88 మీటర్స్కి దీంట్లో L ఉంది, దాంట్లో L ఉంది కదా. ఇది అది క్యాన్సిల్ సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తున్నానంటే లెంత్ క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోయినట్టే. నాకు డిఫరెన్స్ డైరెక్ట్గా దొరుకుతుంది. 88 మీటర్స్ వెళ్ళడానికి 8 సెకండ్స్ పట్టింది. అంటే ట్రైన్ స్పీడ్ ఎంత? ఎంత? 11 మీటర్స్ పర్ సెకండ్. ఇందులో 11 మీటర్స్ పర్ సెకండ్. మరి 11 మీటర్స్ పర్ సెకండ్ అంటే అది 121 అనుకోండి. 11 సెకండ్సే పెట్టాలి. రండమ్మా, అంతే కదా. 121 మీటర్స్ టన్నెల్కి ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది? అప్పుడు 11 పెట్టాలి. అక్కడ ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది మరి? 17. అంటే ఎంత ఎక్స్ట్రా వచ్చింది? 6. ఆ 6 దేనికోసం? ట్రైన్ లెంత్ కోసము. 6 సెకండ్స్ 11 స్పీడ్ తోటి ఎంత దూరం పోతుంది? 66. లేదు కదా, అక్కడ రౌండ్ అప్ చేసాం కదా ఇందాక. 1 మీటర్ అక్కడ తగ్గించాం కదా, ఆ 1 మీటర్ ఇక్కడ తగ్గించుకోండి. 65. అండర్స్టూడ్? రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్. A is twice as efficient. A is twice efficient than B. A and B can both work together to complete a work in 7 days. How many days will A alone take to complete the work? How many days? 10.5 days. A is twice as efficient as B. A is twice as efficient as B. చూడండమ్మా, A is twice అంటే A 2 యూనిట్స్ చేస్తే B ఎన్ని యూనిట్స్ చేస్తాడు? 1 యూనిట్స్. అంతే కదా. ఇద్దరు కలిసి ఎన్ని డేస్ పడుతుంది వర్క్ చేయడానికి? ఎంత పడుతుందమ్మా? ఇద్దరు కలిసి ఒక రోజులో ఎన్ని యూనిట్స్ చేస్తారు? 3 యూనిట్స్ చేస్తారు. అలాంటి 3 యూనిట్స్ ఎన్ని చేశారు? ఎన్ని డేస్ చేశారు అలాగా? అంటే మొత్తం వర్క్ ఎంత? ఎన్ని యూనిట్స్? 21 యూనిట్స్. అంతే కదమ్మా. A is twice as efficient as B అంటే B, if B completes 1 unit of work in a day, in the same time A can complete 2 units. It means A and B together can complete 3 units a day. At that rate, they worked for 7 days in order to complete this work. It means total units, total work is 21 units. ఇప్పుడు 21 units ని ఎవరు alone గా చేయాలి? A per day how many units does he complete? At the rate of 2 units a day to complete 21 units, how long will it take? 10.5 days. చూడండి ఎంత సింపుల్ గా ఉందో. That's how you need to uncomplicate things. Problem solving easy అయిపోతుంది అప్పుడు. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రాబ్లం చూడండి. Pipe X can fill a cistern in 20 minutes and pipe Y can fill it in 30 minutes. If both the pipes are open together at the same time, after how many minutes should pipe X be closed so that the cistern fills in 24 minutes? You have to answer it. We answered many problems like that. Sure? Sure?
గర్ల్స్ సాల్వ్ చేశారా, చేస్తున్నారా? కొంచెం హుషారుగా ఉండాలి, మీరు బాగా డల్గా ఉంటున్నారు ఈ లాస్ట్ 3-4 rows. And what about B? B can fill it in what time? 30 minutes. So what he says, if both the pipes are opened, then he is expecting the system to be filled by what time? In how many minutes he wants the system to be full? How many minutes? 24. So for the system to be filled in 24 minutes, which pipe he wants to close? Which pipe? X. Is he closing Y? No. So Y is open for how many minutes here? From the starting to the ending, that is 24 minutes. Y is open for all 24 minutes, whereas X is closed after some time. Now, as you said, X can fill the cistern in 20 minutes. Y can fill the same in 30 minutes. Now see, X and Y. In 1 minute, what part of the cistern can Y fill? 1/30. 2 minutes? 3 minutes? 24 minutes? Right, that is part of the cistern filled by Y. 24/30. What part of the cistern can X fill in 1 minute? X. 1/20. 2 minutes? We don't know after how many minutes it is closed. So I am saying it X minutes. After X minutes, it is closed. Then X/20. So together they fill the cistern. So part of the tank filled by X plus part of the tank filled by Y together should be equal to 1 because cistern is full or filled. Now you can calculate for X value, or if you want it even simpler, see what is LCM of 20 and 30? 60. Suppose tank holds 60 liters of water. To fill these 60 liters, X takes 20 minutes. It means it is filling at 3 liters per minute. Now, to fill the same 60 liters tank, Y takes 30 minutes. So it fills 2 liters per minute. Now, Y is open for how many minutes? So in 1 minute it fills 2 liters. Like that 24 minutes it fills 48. Total tank capacity is 60 liters. Out of 60, 48 liters is already filled by B. Remaining part is how much? 12 liters. This 12 liters is to be filled by A fills at what rate? So at the rate of 3 liters per minute, to fill 12 liters, how long will it take? So after 4 minutes, we can close A. Right? Simple interest and compound interest on a certain sum of money, at a certain rate of interest for 2 years is rupees 2,400 and rupees 2,520. Find the sum and rate of interest. See. 12,000? Sure? SI, CI. For 2 years. What is SI for 2 years? 2,400. What is it for, what is CI? 2,520. Now see, simple interest for two years is 2,400. It is for 2 years. Now, first year and second year, year 1, second year. Simple interest, I mean, is there any difference between simple interest? For all the years it is same. 2,400 for 2 years means, how much it should be for first year? 1,200. For second year? 1,200. So it is 1,200. 1200. And simple interest and compound interest are same for the first period. Am I right? So compound interest is also 1200 in the first year. Then what is remaining? Extra amount here 1320. What is difference here? 120. Why do we get that difference? Because in compound interest, interest is calculated on interest. So this 120 is interest, certain percent of previous year's interest. 120 is what percent of previous year's interest is 1200 only. So 120 is what percent of 1200? 10%. So we came to know that rate of interest is 10%. Now 10% of what is 1200? Because 10% of principal is interest. 10% of what is 1200? 12,000. So principal is 12,000. Rate of interest is 10%. Without using formulae, we can logically answer easily. Understood? There are very big formulae for 2 years and 3 years. You need to remember all those things. When you have the logic, you can answer any problem. Next one. You answer next one. That is easy. Radius increased by 50% and its height is decreased by 33 1/3%. What happens? I want all of you to solve it.
Where in R square? What is it? Cylinder. What is volume of a cylinder? 5 R square. Parameter radius is used 2 times, R square. So any change in that particular parameter should reflect 2 times. So 50% increase will be 2 times. 33 1/3% decrease will be only once. So net effect will be, if you start with 100, you end up with 150. So 50% increase in volume. Next one. Man takes thrice the time to travel upstream than to travel downstream. And the ratio of speed of the man in still water to the speed of the stream is. మీకు ఎప్పుడైనా ఇలాంటి ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే సింపుల్, మ్యాన్ టు స్ట్రీమ్ అడుగుతాడు. థ్రైస్ అన్నాడు అంటే ఏంటి? అదొకటైతే ఇది 3 అని. 1:3 అని అంతే కదా. There it takes 1 hour, here it takes 3 hours. When this ratio is asked, x is speed of the man in still water, y is speed of the stream, x plus y is downstream speed, x minus y is upstream speed. He is asking ratio between x and y. If that ratio is asked, simply it is x by y, speed of the man in still water to speed of the stream is 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1. 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1. Here he is asking ratio between speed of the man in still water to the speed of the stream. Always stream speed is less than man speed, remember. Right? So x by y is 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1. What is it? 2 is 2. As simple as that. Or you solve it, you get the same thing. 3 times the travel. Suppose 3 times 3 hours upstream distance is same as 1 hours downstream distance. That is what the problem is. The time it takes to travel certain downstream distance, for the same distance he is taking 3 times. So here if we calculate 3x minus 3y equal to x plus y. So it is 2x equal to 4y. X by y equal to 4 by 2, which is 2 by 1. Instead of solving it like this, next time what to do? Directly x by y equal to 3 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 or 2 is to 1 directly. Understood? Right, next one.
At what time between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. are the hands of the clock opposite to each other? Huh? At what time between 6 and 7 the hands of the clock opposite to each other? It never happens. Never happens because they are opposite each other exactly at 6 o'clock. And 6 is not between 6 and 7. Next time it happens at 7, 5, 5 by 11. 5, 5 by 11 minutes past 7 o'clock. 7 అయిన తర్వాత జరుగుతుంది మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి 6 జరుగుతుంది 65 5 by 11 minutes ఒకసారి జరుగుతుంది ఏదైనా రైట్ సో none is your answer. 12th June 1977 falls on which day? 12th June 1977 falls on which day? Adi, my colleague's birthday. His name is Srinivas. Find out number of odd days in 1976 years, 5 months, 12 days. Am I right? 70 year 77 is not complete. Right? Given date is 12th June 1977. We need to take 1 year less than the given years. 1976 complete years are there. Then 5 months, and in the 6th month 12 days. So I am dividing this as 1600 plus 300 plus 76. 1600 years have 0 odd days, 300 years have 1 odd day. That was already explained in the class, right? After every 400 years you have 0 odd days. Multiples of 400s, you don't have any odd days. 1 year has 100 years have 5 odd days, 200 years 3 odd days, 300 years 1 odd day, 400 years 0 odd days. Now 76 years, we need to find out how many odd days are there in 76. Now a leap year has 2 odd days, ordinary year has 1 odd day. So let us try to find out in 76 years how many leap years are there and how many non-leap years are there. Now 76 is leap year. Is it leap year or not? This is a leap year. So divide it by 4, you get number of leap years here. 76 by 4 is how much? 19. 19. 19 are leap years. So per year I am taking 2 odd days. Now 76 minus 19. 76 minus 57. So in this 57 years you have only 1 odd day. So it is 1 plus 38 plus 57. 1 plus 38 days, 5 weeks. 5 weeks are 5 sevens are 35 days. 5 complete weeks. Let us remove 5 complete weeks. Remaining is 3 odd days. Now similarly 57. 8 weeks, 7 8s are 56. 7 8s are 56. It means 8 weeks. 8 weeks, complete weeks are there. Extra is 1 odd day. So I am taking only that 1 extra. So total how many now? 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 5. So 1976 years you have 5 odd days. Now let us calculate in the next 5 months. January, February, March. 77. January has how many? 3. February has, is it a leap year or ordinary year? 77. Ordinary year. So February has 0. March, April, May, June. June, how many days we need to consider in June? 12 days. 12 days means 1 week plus 5 days. So in June we take 5 days. Total 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 5, 16, 16 plus 5, 21 days. 21 means 0 odd days, 3 weeks plus 0 odd days. 0 odd days means Sunday. 0 odd days means Sunday. Is 21 days is 3 weeks. Right? Problem number 14. Got it? You want us to explain? A man started to walk in the west direction. He walked for 10 kilometers and he then turned through an angle of 90 degrees in the clockwise direction and traveled over 8 kilometers. He then turned through an angle of 180 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction and walked for 12 kilometers. Finally, he turned through an angle of 90 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction, walked for 13 kilometers. Where is he with respect to the starting point and in which direction? A man started to walk in which direction? West direction. He walked for how many kilometers? 10 kilometers. Look at this. North, south, east and west. He is traveling towards west direction. Now he turned to what direction? He turned through an angle of 90 degrees in the clockwise direction. Clockwise is to your right. Suppose I am going towards west. Clockwise is to my right. Anti-clockwise is to my left. This is how the hands of the clock move. Right. This is how anti-clockwise. So he is moving west, turned clockwise 90 degrees. So he is facing north. How many kilometers he traveled in that direction? 8 kilometers. He then turned to an angle of 180 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction. At present he is facing north direction. 180 degrees is, it doesn't matter whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, he will go to the opposite direction. 180 degrees. So south. He traveled for how many kilometers? How many kilometers? 12. Then and finally turned through an angle of 90 degrees in the anti-clockwise direction. Now see, he is now facing south. He turned through an angle of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise is to your left. That means he is facing what direction? East direction. Traveled for how many kilometers here? How many? 13. Now where is he with respect to the starting point and in which direction? Now from this, after making a note of distances like this, the idea is add similar directions, subtract opposite directions. Suppose if you have 2 times east, similar direction, same direction, add same directions, add them. Subtract opposite directions. If you have east and west, take the difference. You travel 10 kilometers east and 15 kilometers west, the net effect is only 5 kilometers, right? So the same thing here. So do you have any same directions here? No. So let us subtract opposite directions. North and south, opposite. What is difference there? 4. South, 4. Now what about this? These two? Huh? East, 3. So southeast. Now after you will generally what happens, if two distances are same, two opposite distances are same, they get nullified. Sometimes you may be left with only one direction and one distance. That itself it would be the shortest distance. In case if you are left with two directions like this, probably you will be left with one vertical direction and one horizontal direction. Are you getting my point? So what to do then? Directly take, apply Pythagoras. 4 square plus 3 square, which is nothing but 5 kilometers. So finally he is 5 kilometers southeast. He is 5 kilometers southeast. With respect to the starting point, he is at a distance of 5 kilometers southeast. Understood? Now, 15th one. How is my father's, wife's, grandfather's only child son is related to me? Father's wife, mother. Mother's grandfather. Mother's grandfather. Grandfather's only child. Mother's father. It means your grandfather. Son. It means your mother's brother. Your uncle. How is he related to you? Uncle. Could you understand? Right. Complete the series. 3, 11, 31, 69.
131.
How 131?
1 cube plus
1 cube plus 2. 2 cube plus 3. 3 cube plus 4. 4 cube plus 5. 4 cube plus 5. 4 cube plus 3 cube plus 4. 4 cube plus 5. 5 cube plus 6. 125 plus 6. 131. If rat is coded as 1, 2, 3, saw is coded as 3, 4, 5, set is coded as 5, 2, 7, then code for R is. What is common in first word and second word? A is common. In the code what is common? 3. So what is code for A? 3. Now what is common in first word and last word? T is common. R-A-T-S-E-T. T is common. What is common in first one and last one? 2. So what does it mean? Code for 2 is? Code for T is 2. Then what is left there? R. What is the code that is remaining now? 1. So it is 1. R is 1. In a class, 70% students passed in mathematics, 60% passed in English, and 1 student failed in both. 16 students passed in both. Is it yours? You got 15? (18) and 19. What are answers for 50 and 20? (100% minus 1 is equal to 70 plus 60 minus 16. So 30% is equal to 15. 100% is 50. Total number of students in the class is 50. How many students failed in English? Passed in English 60, failed in English 40. 40% is 20. వచ్చిందా నిజంగా మొహమాడాన్ని చెప్తున్నారా? (18 and 19). Total number of students in the class is 100%. What percent passed in mathematics? Mathematics 70. English 60. 16 passed in both, 1 failed in both. 1 ఫెయిల్డ్ ఇన్ బోత్ అంటే వాడు 2 సర్కిల్స్కి బయట ఉన్నాడు. 16 పాస్డ్ ఇన్ బోత్ అంటే వాడు 2 సర్కిల్స్ లోపల ఉండాలి, అంటే కామన్ ఏరియా, ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ ఏరియాలో. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఒక్కడు తప్ప అందరూ లోపల ఉన్నారు కదా, ఈ లోపల ఎంతమంది ఉండాలి? 99% ఉంటారా? ఎలా ఉంటారు? దీన్ని ఎలా సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేస్తాం? ఇది 1 వాల్యూ, అది పర్సంటేజ్ కదా. 100% -1. 100% 100 అయితే -1 చేస్తే 99 వస్తుందమ్మా. 100% 50 అవ్వచ్చు, 100% 200 అవ్వచ్చు, 100% 25 కూడా అవ్వచ్చు, 100% 1 కూడా అవ్వచ్చు కదా, 190.5 కూడా అవ్వచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు ఎంతమంది లోపల ఉన్నట్టు? ఈ 100లో ఈ 1 తప్ప మిగతా వాళ్ళందరూ లోపల ఉన్నట్టు. అది N ఆఫ్ A యూనియన్ B. దాన్ని ఎలా రాస్తాం? హౌ మెనీ ఆర్ ఇన్సైడ్? N ఆఫ్ A 70% ప్లస్ N ఆఫ్ B 60% మైనస్ N ఆఫ్ A ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ B ఎంత ఉంది ఇక్కడ? 16. ఇది 130 కదా, ఈ 15 ఇటు తీసుకొస్తే ప్లస్ 15 -1 అంటే ప్లస్ 16 -1 అంటే 15 అవుతుంది. 100కి 130కి డిఫరెన్స్ 30%. సో వీ కేమ్ టు నో దట్ 30% ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 15. దెన్ 100% ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 50. హాఫ్ కదా ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ ఈజ్ 50. Total number of students in the class is 50. Now he is asking how many students failed in English. How many students passed in English? 60%. So rest of the 40% should have failed. So 20% of 50. Sorry, 40% of 50. 4 5s are 20. Now next one. A cube is painted on 3 pairs of its adjacent faces with red, blue and green. This cube is now cut into 125 smaller identical cubes. The number of cubes with at least 2 different colors on their faces. A cube is painted on 3 pairs of its adjacent faces with red, blue and green. I one more time explain. Earlier it was opposite surfaces with same color. We have taken red and red, blue, blue, green, green. Now it is adjacent surfaces with the same color. Now it is like this. So this is blue, this is blue. This is red, this is red. This is green and that is green. Blue and blue, they have common edge here, adjacent, next to each other. Red and red, adjacent, they have a common edge here, next to each other. Similarly green and green, they have a common edge, they are adjacent, next to each other. This is how it is painted and it is cut into 125 small but identical cubes. Each edge has 5. Now what is question asked there? Number of cubes with at least 2 different colors on their faces. At least 2 different colors means either 2 colors or 3 colors. Now here all edges, generally we consider 2 surfaces painted cubes are found along edges. Along the edges you find cubes that are 2 surfaces painted. Earlier case, opposite case, all 12 edges have cubes that are 2 surfaces painted with at least 2 different colors. I mean 2 different colors. But here, for instance, see, look at this. This is blue and this is blue. This edge has 2 surfaces painted, but has only one color. Only one color. Similarly, this surface and this surface are adjacent to red, only red you see here. This is green and that is green, only green you see there. So it means 3 edges have only one color. Remaining 9 edges will have 2 colors. So you calculate 9 into 3. Why 3 along each edge? We need to exclude corner cubes. 9 3s are 27. What I mean by we need to exclude corner cubes is, suppose in this edge you have 5. That corner one is 3 surfaces painted. This corner one is also, bottom corner is also 3 surfaces painted. Out of 5, top one and bottom one we are excluding 2. It means the remaining in between how many are there? 3. One edge 3, like that there are 9 edges that have 2 different colors on them. So 9 into 3, 27. This is about 2 colors. Now we do have 3 colors also. Where do you find 3 colors?
2 corners.
Corners. On the corners. How many corners we have? Here in this case, guys, in this case, generally at all corners, in opposite case, all 8 corners have 3 different colors. But in adjacent case, all 8 corners won't have 3 different colors. For example, look at this corner. This corner you have, this is blue, and top one is green. Blue, blue, green. Do you have 3 colors? No, you don't have. But if you want to have 3 colors, come to this corner. Even you don't have in this corner. In this corner you have, this is red, that is blue, red, red, blue. But if you go to the opposite corner, what is this? Blue. What is this? Top one. This one. Red, green, blue. That corner cube has 3 different colors on it. Now if you go to the opposite corner, diagonally opposite, this corner, this is blue one, bottom is red one, that one is. So only 2 corner cubes have 3 surfaces painted with 3 different colors. If you take any other corner, they have 3 surfaces painted but only 2 colors. But we can count at least 2 colors, right? So we can count all of them, all the 8 also. So corners another 8. So total how many cubes have at least 2 colors on them? How many cubes with at least 2 different colors on their face? Number of cubes with at least 2 different colors on their face. How many are there? 35. Now number of cubes with one face painted. How to calculate one face painted? The cube is like this. We have generalized it, if you can remember. 6 into n minus 6 into, see, we need to exclude. For one surface painted, we need to exclude like this, because edges you have 2 surfaces painted, corners you have 3 surfaces painted. We need to exclude like this. It means if you have 5 in a row or 5 along each edge, here we are excluding 1, here we are excluding 1, means we are counting only 3. Similarly, 5 you have here, we are excluding 1 here and we are excluding 1 here, so we are counting only 3. So 3 into 3, you have 9 on one face. So how many such faces we have? How many such faces we have? So 6 9s are 50. That's your answer. How many letters can 2 typists complete in one day? How many letters can 2 typists complete in one day? Working day consists of 6 hours. Can we say? No. Second answer. 4 typists can type 60 letters in 3 days. Huh? Sorry, 4 typists can type 600 letters in 3 days. How many letters? 600 letters in 3 days. 4 typists can type 600 letters in 3 days. Huh? Then how many letters can 2 typists complete in one day? Do we require data 1 or data 2 alone can answer? Data 2 alone can answer. How? M1 D1 by P1 equal to M2 D2 by P2. M1 D1 equal to M2 D2. If P1 and P2 are part of the work done. Four typists can type in what day? 3 days. How many letters? 600. Now what is the question asked? How many letters can 2 typists type in one day? 2 typists in one day is how much? M1 D1 by P1. P1 is part of the work done equal to M2 D2 by P2 or something like this. M1 D1 by P1 equal to M2 D2 by P2. More men, less work. I mean less days. That's why they are in inverse proportion. That's why we multiply them. Right? More men, we complete more part of the work. Less men, we complete less part of the work. They vary directly. That's why D is in the numerator and P is in the denominator. Now, can't we answer? You get this. What part they complete? 100 letters. 100 letters. We can, right? We don't require working day because here it is not mentioned, right? Directly. Same rate will give us. Is the integer k odd or even? Huh? Square of k is odd. Square of k is odd means k also must be odd. If k is odd number, its square is also odd number. 3 is odd number, 3 square 9 is also odd number. 5 is odd number, 5 square 25 is also odd number. Now, data 1 alone is giving you answer. 2k is even, we can't say. If k is odd, 2k is even. If k is even, 2k is even. So, the second data we can't answer, right? So, only 1. Data 1 alone gives you answer. Earlier question, data 2 alone gives you answer. Here, data 1 alone gives you answer. Now, some forms are books. Some forms are books. All books are made of paper. What is basic Venn diagram for 24? Some forms are books. All books are made of paper. All books are made of paper. Now what is? Some forms are made of paper. Some forms are made of paper. Basic diagram, it is true. That is true. Some forms are not made of paper. You can't say that. We can contradict it. Because that is true. But that is a negative statement. Do we take negative statement directly? No. Can't I take paper? I mean, can't I include forms inside? Even that is also possible. What I am saying is, instead of this, the same thing if I draw like this, is there anything wrong? Have I contradicted the basic given statement? Never. That is true. That statement is false here. So that statement is not true. Are you getting my point? Next one. No forms are made of. That is false in basic diagram itself. No forms are made of paper. How can it be? False. Last one. So what is your answer? Statement 1 is correct. Now 25. Some books are not forms. Some books are not forms. Look at this. Books are not forms. This is basic diagram. Minimum overlapping. Huh? Yeah, still. Is it not true? Is it not true? Huh? నువ్వేంది నీ బాధ ఏంది? సమ్ బుక్స్ ఫార్మ్స్ కాకూడదు అంతే కదా, కాలేదా? అన్నీ అయితే నీకెందుకు బాధ? నువ్వు కొన్ని కావాలన్నావు అంతే కదా. అన్నీ అయితే నీకు వచ్చిన బాధ ఏంటి? బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ అంటే మినిమం ఓవర్లాపింగ్తో తీసుకోవాలి. ఆర్ యు గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్? మీరేమనుకుంటున్నారంటే సమ్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ అంటే బుక్స్ ఇలా డ్రా చేయాలి, ఫార్మ్స్ ఇలా డ్రా చేస్తే అప్పుడు సమ్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అంటున్నారు. మీకు ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్గా రావాలంటే మినిమం ఓవర్లాపింగ్ తోటి ఉండాలి. మినిమం ఓవర్లాపింగ్ తో ఉన్నదాన్నే బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ అంటారని నేను శిలాజం చెప్పినప్పుడు చెప్పాను. మినిమం ఓవర్లాపింగ్. సమ్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్. ఆల్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ మేడ్ ఆఫ్ పేపర్. ఆల్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ మేడ్ ఆఫ్ పేపర్. some forms are made of paper. Some forms are made of paper. False. Positive statement, not true according to basic diagram. Next one, some forms are not made of paper. Huh? Some forms are not made of paper. అది నెగటివ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కదా, నేను డైరెక్ట్గా తీసుకోను, దాన్ని కాంప్లిమెంటరీ అంటే అది తప్పని ప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. ప్రూవ్ చేయలేమా? దీన్ని కొంచెం ఇవతల కంటే అయిపోయింది కదా. ఫాల్స్. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకేమైనా కంక్లూజన్ ఉందేమో చూద్దాం. Some papers are not forms. Some paper are not forms అన్నాడు. Some paper are not forms. True or false? ఇది బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ కావాలి. బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఏది? మన బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ ఇది. బేసిక్ డయాగ్రామ్ నుంచి కరెక్టా కాదా? some paper are not forms. కరెక్టే కదా? no paper is form అని ఉంది అక్కడ. no paper is a form. కరెక్టే కదమ్మా? కానీ అది ఏం స్టేట్మెంట్? అది నెగిటివ్ స్టేట్మెంట్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి మనం? కాంప్లిమెంట్ తీసుకోవాలి. సమ్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అంటే ఆల్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ అనేది ప్రూవ్ చేయాలి. ఆల్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ అనేది చేయొచ్చా? ఎందుకు చేయలేము? ఎందుకని చేయలేము? సమ్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అన్నాడు. ఇది దీంట్లో తీసుకురావాలంటే ఇవి కొన్ని ఇందులో అవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది. అంటే అవ్వకుండా చేయలేమా? ఇక్కడ రాసుకోలేమా ఫార్మ్స్ అని? రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా. ఏ స్టేట్మెంట్ సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వలేదు చెప్పు. కాదమ్మా, ఇచ్చిన స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఏమైనా కాంట్రాడిక్ట్ చేశాము? ఇక్కడ చేయలేదు కదా. ఇప్పుడు కూడా సమ్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ పేపర్స్ కరెక్ట్ కదా, వచ్చింది కదా. ఈ రెండింటికి ఏమైనా కనెక్షన్ ఉందా? ఆడ అడిగింది ఏంది? సమ్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అన్నాడు. ఓకే ట్రూ అవ్వలేదు కదా, అది దీని లోపల ఉండాలి కదా. రైట్. అంటే ఆల్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ దీని లోపల పెట్టచ్చు, కానీ దాన్ని దీని లోపల పెట్టలేము. ఎందుకని? మధ్యలో అడ్డం వస్తాయి కాబట్టి. అంటే ఆల్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ అనేది ట్రూ కాదు. ట్రూ కాదంటే ఏది ట్రూ మరి? ఇది ట్రూ. సమ్ పేపర్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అనేది ట్రూనే కదా. ఆర్ యు గెటింగ్ మై పాయింట్? సమ్ పేపర్స్ are not forms. This is a negative statement and it is true in the basic diagram. Some papers are not forms is true. So we take opposite of this. All papers are forms. All papers are forms అంటే ఈ పేపర్ అనే పెద్ద సెట్ దీని లోపల రాయాలి. రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? బేసిక్ గా ఇచ్చిన స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ని కాంట్రాడిక్ట్ చేస్తున్నట్టు. బేసిక్ గా ఇచ్చిన స్టేట్మెంట్లు ఏమన్నాడు? సమ్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్స్ అన్నాడు. దాన్ని తీసుకొచ్చి లోపల ఎలా పెడతాం? అప్పుడు ఆల్ బుక్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్స్ అయిపోతుంది కదా. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ నెవర్ ట్రూ. దిస్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ట్రూ మీన్స్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ట్రూ. సో అవర్ కంక్లూజన్ ఇస్ థర్డ్ ఆప్షన్. 3 follows.